Years after I arrived, I read a description of the city that seemed to ring true. Like some people, certain cities suffer from amnesia, it said. Not that they have no past. Rather, this past, no matter how glorious it may have been, will have left so few reminders, so few architectural vestiges, so few visible traces, that it remains something obscure, if not completely invisible. In this amnesiac city, I found that walking offered a way to exhume history, a kind of bipedal archaeology, as well as an excavation of the present. Over the years, these walks deepened and the streets changed. My journeys to Kabul unfolded between 2006 and 2013, and each return yielded fresh transformations. During this time, I moved through a city of memories, stories and fragments of Kabul recounted by others. I wandered through myths and fables, took routes of the imagination, ventured into dreams and poetry. Like vast bridges, they connected different eras and places. In these wanderings, I found a city of hidden abundance. To call Kabul an amnesiac city is to refer to its physical landscape, where the ruins of the past lie below the surface. But it could also refer, I realized, to its obscured culture, the vanishing of the very idea of Kabul as a city with history, with a specific, cosmopolitan way of life. These expeditions into Kabul's parallel terrains were like chasing the shadows that flickered across its streets. This happened to be exploration of a kind I was familiar with. I have a complicated relationship with walking. This has a lot to do, I suspect, with having grown up in Aligarh, a city in northern India where walking on the streets came with intense male scrutiny and the sense of being in a proscribed space. As a woman stepping out into its thoroughfares, I needed a reason to place my body on the street. I learned to display a posture of work while walking, and to erase any signs that may hint at my being out for pleasure, for no reason at all other than to walk. All this means that I see walking as a luxury, not something to be taken for granted. It is an act of autonomy and mobility I learned early to seize as a form of pleasure. I also grew adept at the allied skill of reading my terrain, looking out for signs that told me if it was open or off limits. Being told not to walk was another way in which Kabul felt familiar. To map the city, I drew on the same knowledge and intuition that had helped me navigate the streets of my hometown. Which is why, unlike the maps of guidebooks that seek to make checklists and establish authority, the routes I took were wandering and idiosyncratic. They were not trajectories of efficiency leading to a predetermined destination, nor were they maps of authority or delineation offering control or explanation. These were routes of discovery, maps of being lost. To be lost is a way to see a place afresh, a way to reimagine a terrain that feels known. To be lost in Kabul is to find it, as a place of richness and possibility. Exploring Kabul, I found, required the same principles that help in the reading of mystical Persian poetry, in the relationship between the zahir or the overt and the batin, the hidden or implied. This works on the tacit understanding that what is being said is an allegory for what is meant or intended. To talk of the moon, for instance, is to talk of the beloved. To talk of clouds across the moon is to talk of the pain of separated lovers. To talk of walls is to speak of exile. Such wandering leads through circuitous routes to wide vistas of understanding, like walking through a small gate into a large garden. It is also a useful reminder that in this city, what is seen is often simply one aspect of the truth. What lies behind, the shadow city, is where layers are revealed.